Good morning, everyone. I'm Nathan Madero.
I'm Julian Vasquez.
I'm Adrian Rodriguez Music.
And I'm Joe McDermott. Together, we're a part of a team called Bodywork Bids. Bodywork Bids is an online digital website for car owners when they have a dent or scratch that's too small to go through insurance. This is one of our customers that we had a little while ago. This is a perfect example of how we want to form our business. As you can see, she has a massive, immense amount of dents and scratches all over her car. And I saw this as a great opportunity to put our little flyer on her windshield. Now, just a couple weeks after that, this individual named Ashley had actually reached out to us via email talking about how she was a single mother, how it's irritating to get the honest estimate, how it's time consuming, and how also her insurance deemed the car as totaled, even though it still runs perfectly fine. But this irritated her because now she wanted to get it repaired. With us, it would be simple. All she would have to do is scan this QR code, which would be on the flyer of her car, fill out a couple questions, all approved by body shops, just about the vehicle, take a couple photos and small videos about the damage that she wants repaired, and then submit the form to us, which then we would send to our body shops and get her an estimate back within just a few days. Now, as I said, we are an online digital website, so we want this website to have two different perspectives, one for the car user and one for the body shops. This is what we're hoping the body shop's screen will kind of look like. We want them to be able to see the description of the car, the vehicle information such as the model number, the VIN number, stuff like that, the area of it, and their own estimate for the damage. Now, for our customer or our early adopter, we have a two-way kind of complex funnel. The first part of that is our body shops. We want body shops who are local, small and private, and who want a little bit more word about their shop being put in the public. The second part of that funnel is our users. We want people with any type of car, however, we want them to want to save money and save time, and we want them to not use insurance on whatever it is, the repair that they're trying to get done through us.
Now, our total addressable market is $195 billion. We found this from how much money was spent on car repairs in last year. Now, our serviceable addressable market is $108 million. Now, this is how much money was spent on car repairs in Cook County just alone. Now, our first year, we're looking for $21,000 for our serviceable attainable market, and we found
0.02% market share. So as of right now, we actually don't have any direct competitors. We do have one indirect competitor though, which is Solera, an AI-based estimation software that is used within the body shops to quickly take photos of damage on cars that are within their shops, get the estimate back to the customer, and order parts. Now, the main difference between us and them is we're trying to create the connection between the car owners and body shops and get more cars into the shop, where this is more of a privately used thing within the body shops, just to get the estimates back.
Now for marketing, we are using more traditional marketing. So our first one is door-to-door. So we go up to the homeowners, pitch our idea, give them business cards, and if they would like to go through and fill out our form, we are there to easily help them fill it out. Now our second bit of marketing is windshield flyers. We would go to public parking lots such as the Barrington train station and identify vehicles with dents or scratches on them and leave a windshield flyer on their front windshield. Now 3, we're using corporate posters, so we are going to public grocery stores, libraries, places like that where there are community boards and posting our flyer on there. Now for our fourth one, we are using social media. We are on Instagram and Facebook. For Instagram, we are using paid ads that are geolocated to Barrington. And for Facebook, we are posting in Facebook groups around the area. Now 5 is car shows. It's a little similar to door-to-door because we can help the customer right then and there fill out a form. And all we need to do is pitch our idea and give them business cards.
Now, in terms of our average price per unit, we're looking at around $60. We took this from the amount of estimates we've gotten so far. We're taking about 5% commission from what the body shops actually earn from these customers. This is a number that these body shops have already agreed to and they're pretty content with so far. And in terms of our gross profit, we're looking at about 98%. That last 2% is coming from credit card transactions and fees, which is actually how we're getting paid. So it's pretty necessary. But other than that, we're pretty clean. And in terms of our projected growth, in the first year, we're looking at about $6,000. This is coming from the fact that we're still trying to build up our wealth and our value before expanding geographically. And so at this moment, we're really only sticking to the local Barrington, Lake Barrington, Lake area. And as you can see in year 5, it's a big jump to around $313,000. This is not only from expanding geographically towards Chicago and the rest of Cook County and northern Midwest, but we're also expanding our services. Right now, we're only focusing on body shops and cosmetic repair, but we want to expand to detailing and car modification to really gain a bigger portion of the market. And in terms of how we're allocating this value, about 4% is going to marketing, another 4% is going to legal fees and intellectual property, and the last 4% is going to regular office supplies. So this includes like business cards and regular pens and papers that are associated with running a business. And then additionally onto that, we're allocating around 25% of profit to tech maintenance. So this is both towards our app and our website, which we currently have. This is the general stuff, website, server hosting, and protection, all that you could sort of expect from tech companies.
Now, we've been running with a concierge-style MVP. Now, what that means is that we've been manually handling everything ourselves, whether that's through iOS messaging, through emailing, or through like this face-to-face confrontation. And we've been measuring that just by a few ways. As you can see, the first is our QR code scan. We've had 290 people scan the QR code, and this is from car shows, from door to door, from all our different types of marketing strategies. The second is our clicks onto our form. These are people kind of taking the first step into seeing what the process is. We've had 76 individuals do so to kind of see what this QR code brings you to and kind of see what the form holds. The third part is forms filled. We've had 7 people fill out the forms right now, and we've gotten them all our estimates back. However, we only have 1 car repaired right now. And you might be asking, why do we only have 1 out of the 7? Well, when we originally got the 7 people to fill out the form, it was the middle of winter. And that was really unfortunate because people don't really want to get a car fixed while it's pouring snow outside. Now hopefully, with the summer coming around, we can really increase these numbers because we, again, have also figured out the perfect way of how to really get people to fill out the forms and really figure out how we can help these people. Now, as I said, we do have a car scheduled for repair. As you can see, we have a car scheduled for May 29th, and we're expected to get $30 for that repair.
So we are asking for $12,500 in exchange for 8.5% of our company on a post-money valuation of about $150,000. Now, how we plan on spending this money is we are putting $10,000 of it towards website development. We understand that our company is really reliant on a high-tech, professional-looking website for both the car owners to post their issues and for the body shops to actually view the issues in their area and put their prices and estimations in. So that's where we want to put the bulk of the money to. $500 of it is going to marketing, just initial marketing. First year, we want to get this word out, make sure that we have many customers coming in this first year. So that's between more Instagram ads and between business cards, more flyers. That's where we plan on spending that $500. Now, $200 is legal fees. This is going to be creating trademark and LLC. And then finally, we understand that we have a very unique business model that hasn't actually been done before. So we set aside $1,800 as a liquidity cushion first year, just to make sure that if we run into any problems, that we can figure it out and solve with them. And then our exit strategy is we're planning on 5 years selling to a financial buyer. And this is going to result in a 7.8 times money multiple and a 56.8% internal rate of return. So next time you have a scratch or dent on your car, use Bodywork Bids, where quality meets affordability at every service. Thank you.
I love it. I liked it a lot the last time you guys presented your MVP pitches. I think I told you it reminds me of the Groupon inner workings, the Eric Lefkowski business model. Your internal mantra should be you are agnostic, right? You are going to bat for your customers, making sure, because that's everybody gets scared of, you know, the stigma of body shops and getting ripped off and all of that. So you're going to bat for them, and the bids are coming back from multiple body shops knowing that they'll be going against other bids.
Right.
So that's kind of keeping them in line, right?
Yeah, yes, right.
That message needs to be in your marketing to the end customers, right? Like, we are essentially doing group buying or group quoting, which is bringing the honesty level up, and then separate yourself after that. You identify yourself, we're like, we are getting you the quotes so you can do cost comparison everything else, et cetera. And then Godspeed, right? Because you don't want anything coming back. I saw that liquidity cushion, I was like, you know, people could get, and I think you're the customer service arm of all this, and be like, oh, they screwed up this and that. You're like, no. So just make that stuff very, very clear. I think 5% commission is low, you know, because look, if you got 4 body shops coming back quoting, they know they're paying a commission, all of them are going to pad that number to account for your commission, which means that they're all going to be relatively still the same separation from each other. So I think they should all be willing to pay you more. My only question is how many body shops are in the area, because you want to start really local, right? Which is smart, but do you have enough to make your core idea work, you know what I mean?
Right, so we have 2 shops that officially signed contracts willing to pay us the 5% and like having in writing that they're partnering with us. We have a few more in the area, kind of by like Lake Zurich, Killdeer and stuff like that, who we're talking to on and off. We're trying to see if we can figure something out. But hopefully those guys are going to turn into something more concrete and solid. But
Yeah.
as of right now, we have 2 absolutely concrete.
How many shops are around that? I have to imagine there's plenty.
There's quite a few. I can't give an exact number, but I know that there's at least like 6 or 7 just in this like
You know, I'm
general
not
area.
sure I'd buy the divorce yourself from the end result concept. I think maybe at a minimum you'd want to say, give me your feedback on how this person did for you. And
Yeah.
then you rate these guys, you know.
That's what we're
When somebody's coming to you, these are our A-rated guys, you know, these are people you want to do business with.
We're planning to ask customers after how their service was, how the whole
Right.
system was and stuff like that, and that will also hold the body shops accountable by paying us.
I agree with Christo. I mean, you really got a huge opportunity for these body shops to expand their business, you know, dramatically. And 5% is pretty cheap.
How hard are the bids? Are they like binding, or what happens if I bring my car in and the dent is actually a crack or something? You know, something that changes the bid significantly. Like, how does that get handled?
Right, so we let every customer know very clearly that these are preliminary estimates and that these are all subject to change if there is more damage that you can't see via photo or video. We let them know absolutely like 100% sure, like this is just a number, we're just doing this so you can get a number in your head, right? And so you can go in there. Now if it does turn out that there is more damage and stuff like that, we're not necessarily, I would say, liable because we told you that it was a number. We didn't really handle it and say it wasn't 100%.
I have 2 questions. One is, what does the bidding process look like from the body shop's perspective?
So as of right now, as I said, we're kind of handling everything through messages and through emails and whatnot. So what we do is we send them a whole card. We send every piece of information that they need, such as the VIN number and stuff like that. And then we say, okay, what's your estimate on this? What do you think it is? And they'll 9 times out of 10 email us back saying, this is the exact number that we think it is. This is the date. We can kind of figure out if we can get them in by here or this, whatever.
And they know that they're potentially in competition with
Right,
other shops?
they know that it's not a 100% guarantee that that customer is theirs.
Okay.
But we do tell them, like, it's an extra customer.
You tell them, okay, I've sent this out to X number of shops,
Right.
give us your, and sent them a little bit to come in lower. And then you select, right now, you'll just select the lowest, or?
We actually
one that
send all the estimates and the bids to the customer, and we
Oh,
say
okay.
which one is best for you.
Okay,
And
got
we
it.
say, and whatever if they say shop B is the best for them or whatever,
Okay.
we say, okay, great, let's handle an appointment for you. We can set it up for you.
Very nice.
So
Okay.
then we talk to the shop and figure out an exact date that works for both parties.
Okay.
Because there might be like a couple $100 price difference between the 2, but one might be higher quality, or like they have previous relationships with one shop, so they might end up wanting to go to one shop over the other, even if the price isn't the lowest. So that's why we offer the.
Great, okay, so you're following out through, you're not making a selection for them, okay, got it. And then my other question is, what do you hope to accomplish with $10,000? What does the website look like? What kind of functionality does that website have after you've spent the $10,000?
Yeah, so we're really wanting this website to really just automate the process, be able to have the auto body shops see almost like a feed of all the damages in the area that they could put their quotes on, put their preliminary estimates to, and then just be able to have the car owners fill out the form right there and have it automatically be seen by the body shops, so that we don't have to do as much emailing between us and the body shops and just kind of automate the process a little.
Got it, okay. My only recommendation is there, I think that's great, that's a great goal. I think you can get pretty far still kind of faking it until you make it. Like, make it look pretty, make it look like that, but behind it's you guys on the hamster wheels, like doing all that stuff for a while. All that kind of stuff, which is fine. And that will, again, I think at this point, establishing those relationships, those kind of personal relationships with the body shops is going to pay off down the line too. So I think it's a great goal, but I think, you know, stage it out, milestone, like I can do $2,000 and I can get something that looks really nice to the end customers or whatever, and then kind of stage it out after that. Not like $10,000 and then hopefully it comes back with what you want. Learn a little bit more about the flow, about what works or whatever, and use that for stage 2, stage 3 of the website design.
Gotcha.
Where did the 5% come from?
So,
Yeah. All right, yeah, so that was just kind of a agreed upon number that we got between the body shops. When we did our interview process, we talked to a lot of body shops in the area, and the 5%, there is some issues when it comes to like if someone is wanting to go through insurance. So that's why we're mainly focusing on this out of non-insurance claims, but they just kind of, that's the number that they felt comfortable with our interview process. We also thought about over time changing to more of a subscription base, but until we have more active customers coming in monthly, right now it makes the most sense for us just to do.
What do you mean by
membership.
subscription based?
Yes, we haven't figured out the exact dollar amount that we want to charge per month yet, but some body shops, it would make more sense for them, and what they do with some of their other programs that they use is to pay either monthly or yearly subscription to be a body shop on our app to be able to bring in more customers.
You know, when you say you're focusing on people that aren't going to use insurance, you're also basically saying that you're going to be looking at low cost repair work.
Right.
So, you know, that's going to impact your ability to, you know, make money.
right, sure.
Well, I don't know if that's is strictly true, right? Doesn't it work like, you know, in-network health plans where like you're in-network, you're agreeing to a lower contractual price to do work for Geico or State Farm or whatever it is? Like if these are all like out-of-network, I would imagine that their price is actually higher, they're paying higher for the labor, higher for everything than what the insurance company would pay. Right.
Right, so, I mean, kind of as Nate was saying, this is kind of just a number that randomly was thrown out there and kind of agreed upon, but since we are going without insurance, that does leave us a little bit more of a gap of what we can take and what we can't. With insurance, I know after talking to body shops that they take like a good amount of each repair, each profit or whatever. So with them out of the picture, there is room for us to get our 5%, but eventually we might increase that. We don't know exactly what we're going to do. As a startup, we just want to have a number that can positively be like
Yeah, I mean, I would encourage you to do a little bit more homework on what that spread looks like. I mean, because that's your opportunity. Like that's the value that you're creating for the body shop, and you're taking a piece of it. By saying, hey, I'm going to give you somebody that's going to pay your rack rate on labor and whatever. I'm going to find the customer for you. You're going to have this much extra margin because it's not an insurance deal. How does the 5% look in comparison to that?
And their client acquisition costs too, right? So what are they doing to get, how much does it cost them to get a customer in the door? The subscription model is interesting. I think you guys got to wait to see how this evolves.
Yeah, definitely.
Because once you've introduced a customer to a body shop, it's gonna be hard for you to stop them from going direct in the future. Right? So the message to the customer is always agnosticism. Make sure that you get this to multiple body shops. You know, I've had body shops before where it's like the first job is like they do great and it's really cheap, and then you go back and then you just start, you know, they know you're coming to them, you're not going anywhere else, and that's when they start adding that price over time. So just there's always messages to continually convey to your customers. Schaumburg, over 100 body shops.
Right.
I mean, expand just that way a little bit, and you're getting over 100.
Do you guys know if there's seasonality in the, like in this climate? Is there like a lot of work and cars and backlog during the winter because of accidents and everything? Or do those kind of, does that work sift out then over the spring and summer? Is there like a dead or a, you know, week period that you could maybe leverage this a little bit more than other periods?
I don't know if there's a specific like week time-wise that we could really figure out, but I do know after talking to some of our body shops, some of our shops are like planning out for like 6 weeks, especially now as the weather's getting a lot warmer. I mean, you said, you asked if it just kind of...
Are they hungry in the summer for work?
You're asking about seasonality.
Yeah, can you like leverage the fact that maybe they're hungry in the summer because there's less accidents overall?
I would say in the beginning of summer, there's a lot more like competitiveness in getting customers because there's a lot more coming fresh out of the winter. But going back into the winter, it starts to slow down a little bit more. Just as like, you know, snow comes down and whatnot, so.
Do you guys have as part of your business model, do you kind of guarantee a certain amount of bids are going to go to the customer so you can get at least 3, or do you cap it at a specific number?
So we're hoping to get around like 4 for each customer. We think that 4 is like a good number to be able to choose from. But sometimes it varies because if one shop doesn't respond or can't take the car for a little while, then unfortunately we can't give them all body shop or all the bids. But we do say hopefully around 4 we can get you.
That might be something you want to build into your presentation. The other thought too is just from you're showing a lot of beautiful cars on your slides.
This is one of the cars that we went to recently.
We want to see some dents and bangs because that's what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Building off what Mike just said, I kind of had the thought during your presentation that it felt very masculine, and this is a service that I feel like you could really target women because it's a stereotype, but it's true that I feel very uncomfortable, you know, having to deal with my car and things like that. I feel like I am going to get taken advantage of. So even like your last slide, you know, maybe make it a dented up minivan or a car a mom's driving, right?
Yeah.
And even your in your intro, Ashley from Target is a single mom, and so I thought that was a great start.
Yeah, we try to make everybody feel.
Poor drivers, right?
Another stereotype.
Margarita, you have a final question?
Are you in it to win it, guys?
We are.
All right.
All right, great job.